The hypothalamus is one of the most powerful parts of your brain, yet it's one of the most underappreciated. Roughly the size of an almond, but it controls stress response, metabolism, reproduction, energy levels, as well as body temperature. In this episode of Endocrine Mastery, we'll explore how the hypothalamus acts as the master control center of your entire body. Why understanding how the hypothalamus works is crucial, especially if you're cutting, bulking, using performance-enhancing compounds, or just trying to look and feel your absolute best. The hypothalamus is a small but incredibly powerful region at the base of your brain, right above the pituitary gland. Even though it's only about the size of an almond, it acts as the master control center of your entire body. It constantly monitors signals coming in from all over, leptin from your fat cells telling it how much energy you have stored, ghrelin from your stomach saying you're hungry, insulin from your pancreas, and cortisol from stress. Based on that information, it makes real-time decisions about hunger, metabolism, energy levels, reproduction, body temperature, and even how motivated you feel. It doesn't do everything itself. It sends commands through hormones like GnRH to the pituitary gland, which then acts as a master conductor for most of the other endocrine glands in your body. Inside the hypothalamus is a key area called the Arcuate Nucleus, or ARC. This is where a lot of magic and the struggle happens. It has two main groups of neurons that basically fight each other. POMC neurons, these reduce appetite and increase energy burn when you have plenty of fuel. On the other side, you have the AgRP/NPY neurons. These increase hunger and tell your body to conserve energy when fuel is low. It's a beautiful push-pull system designed for survival. This push-pull mechanism is at the heart of why body composition changes feel so different depending on whether you're cutting or bulking. When the ARC is balanced, you feel in control of your hunger and energy. When it's tilted heavily towards survival mode during a big cut, that's when the real struggle begins. Constant cravings, low energy, and the feeling that your body is fighting against your goals. When you lose a lot of fat quickly, like dropping 50 plus pounds, your fat cells release less leptin. Low leptin tells the hypothalamus, we're in a famine, time to protect ourselves. So it flips into survival mode. It then ramps up AgRP/NPY neurons, stronger hunger and cravings, slows down metabolism by reducing thyroid hormone conversion, T4 to active T3, suppresses reproductive signaling, lower testosterone, reduced libido, and lower motivation, and reduces overall energy expenditure to hold on to whatever fat you have left. This is exactly why people on big cuts often feel drained, unmotivated, experience hair shedding, fluctuating libido, and see their progress slow down even when they're doing everything right. It's not you failing, it's your hypothalamus doing its ancient job of keeping you alive during times of scarcity. On the flip side, when you're in a calorie surplus with plenty of energy, higher leptin activates POMC neurons. This reduces hunger, increases energy expenditure, and supports better recovery and muscle growth. However, if you stay in a chronic surplus for too long, it can lead to leptin resistance, where the hypothalamus stops responding as strongly to those fullness signals. The key takeaway during a bulk is that the hypothalamus rewards consistency. When you provide steady energy surplus with proper training and recovery, it supports muscle growth and strength gains. But if the surplus gets too aggressive or body fat climbs too high, leptin resistance can sneak in, making it harder to stay lean and dialed in. This is why many experienced bodybuilders prefer controlled, moderate bulks rather than dirty bulks. They work better with how the hypothalamus naturally responds. Many compounds we use in bodybuilding directly influence the hypothalamus. Appetite-regulating peptides can powerfully suppress hunger signals. Mitochondrial peptides can shift how the hypothalamus senses and manages energy. And anabolic steroids send strong negative feedback that suppresses natural hormone production through the HPTA axis. This suppresses GnRH production, which leads to reduced LH and FSH, and ultimately shuts down natural testosterone production. This is why post-cycle recovery can be challenging. The hypothalamus needs time to restart its normal signaling. Peptides themselves come in several main categories. Appetite-regulating peptides such as GLP-1 and GIP agonists act directly on hypothalamic neurons to reduce hunger drive and increase feelings of fullness. Mitochondrial peptides work deeper at the cellular level, influencing energy sensing and potentially helping the hypothalamus adapt to metabolic stress. Growth-related peptides, including GHRH analogs and secretagogues, stimulate the hypothalamus to signal the pituitary for increased growth hormone release. Anabolic steroids, meanwhile, create a powerful negative feedback loop. By flooding the system with external hormones, they signal the hypothalamus that plenty of testosterone is already present, causing it to downregulate GnRH output. Over time, this can lead to testicular atrophy and longer recovery periods as the hypothalamus and pituitary slowly recalibrate. Understanding these different mechanisms helps explain both the performance benefits and the potential sides, whether it's suppressed appetite during a cut or hormonal recovery challenges after a cycle. The hypothalamus doesn't get overridden, it adapts to the signals it receives. This is exactly why regular blood work is so important. Blood work lets you monitor the downstream effects of the hypothalamus, things like LH, FSH, total and free testosterone, estradiol, thyroid panel, the TSH, free T3, free T4, and other markers. It gives you real data on how well or how poorly the hypothalamus and pituitary are responding, so you make smarter decisions about dosing, cycling, and recovery instead of guessing based on how you feel. The big lesson is this: the hypothalamus prioritizes survival over optimization. Aggressive cuts, bulks, and performance compounds all trigger real biological responses. Understanding these mechanisms helps you stop fighting your body and start working with it through smarter nutrition timing, stress management, quality sleep, intelligent training, and patience during transitions. This is just episode 1. Next, we'll dive into the pituitary gland, the master conductor that receives signals from the hypothalamus. Hey, I want to thank everyone for watching this video. I know it was a little short and a little cut and dry, but I wanted to keep things as palatable as possible because this does get really, really deep inside of the information style of understanding how biology works and things like that. So I wanted to keep it bite-sized, but I also wanted to keep it informative. This is not meant to be medical advice or anything like that. It's just educational and for pure entertainment purposes. I'm Coach Malcolm. I really appreciate your time and have a wonderful day.